Adiel Gorel has helped thousands secure their retirement riches. Even the great Warren Buffett wrote him needing to know more. The answers are all here for you. Welcome to the Remote Control Retirement Riches Show.
How to calculate return on investment for rental property? That's a very, very good question. Some people think the return on investment is only the cash flow, in other words, the net flow versus the money that you put in. That's one very good measure to look at return on investment. But for me, it's different. For me to look at return on investment, I look at the IRR, internal rate of return. And I can only look at the entire picture when I can see the entire picture. So my favorite way is this. I bought the rental home, so I know how much money I put down in my closing cost and all the expenses. I held it for so many years. I'm a long-term holder, so I know the rents that came in and the mortgage payments I paid and repairs that took place and all the expenses. Then I sell it. Now I have all the numbers too. How much did I sell it for? Or did I pay a commission? What were my closing costs? Now I have every single number. And I can plug it into an Excel. And Excel actually has a function called XIRR, where you can get your internal rate of return exactly. To me, that's the true comprehensive measure of looking at return on investment. So I have to say, even though good single-family homes in good areas sometimes seem like a boring investment, which I actually like that it's boring, that means no headache, but it seems lower on cash flow at the beginning, the overall internal rate of return is usually very good. Remember, now you have the forces such as inflation constantly eroding your loan and making it tiny while the tenant is paying it off with the rent. And then eventually when you sell it, and since you bought it only with a down payment and you use the leverage, internal rate of return, I don't think I've ever seen it less than 15% on single-family homes that I've bought. And in the times that I could put only 10% down, which were many years before, and even 5%, the internal rate of return zoomed up to 20, and 25. I even had some properties go over 30. But people make the mistake of looking only at the initial cash flow. That, by the way, causes problems. I talked to an investor just, the other day, and she said, "Oh, I'm buying not such good properties." Well, why would anybody volunteer to buy not such good properties? Because on paper, the cash flow seems better. Life doesn't happen on paper. Life happens in real life. And so what happens when you buy bad properties, because you think your return is better, because for you return is only cash flow, you're buying worse properties in worse location, in worse condition. The results are always very congruent. You get worse tenants, you get worse rents, you have more evictions, and all of a sudden even the hallowed cash flow is worse for the worst property versus the boring, beautiful property that brings constant, lower to begin with cash flow, but overall higher cash flow. I'm not even talking about the rates of return or the rate of growth of white hairs on your head. When you buy nice properties, that things go smoothly. That's the whole remote control retirement riches. So for me, return on investment is internal rate of return, including absolutely everything, how much you bought it for, how much you sold it for, the cash flow in the middle. That is the true measure. And I advise you not to get sucked into the common mistake of buying junk because you think you're going to get better rate of return on paper. We'll be talking about it more at our next event. You're welcome to attend. You can find the details and register. It's free on our website, icgre.com, under events. And we will be discussing once again the important question of how to calculate return on investment for rental property. Thanks for joining me today. Click the subscribe button for more video on real estate. Got a question or comment? I love questions and comments. Leave yours below. And here's another video you've got to see.